Oh, hello everybody! Hope you're doing well. Welcome back on the Versus on this rather blustery and decidedly autumnal day. So, sun's making its way low in the sky now. You can feel the summer warmth disappearing, but we're still up at 15 Celsius air temperature, according to the bike, which is about right, I think. And just heading for a final few miles on these old tyres of mine. I'm due to have them changed on Thursday. Today's Tuesday, so get an extra sort of 70 or 80 miles out of them. Pretty flat by now, or worn to a square. And yeah, I'm just going to head out to the copper mine again. No underground work, that's all finished now. Just want to have a quick look at the water management systems they had at the upper end of the quarry. I'll stick a couple of pictures in there for you to have a look at the sort of context of that. And there's some very heavy rain just off the southwest coast of Ireland, so we're running ahead of that at the moment, and I think we'll be okay. There might be a couple of showers, but nothing very heavy is forecast. So you can look at weather forecasts all day, and it'll inhibit you from going out. So I thought, right, okay, it looks okay, we'll be fine for a few hours. So that's what we're going to do today. Mountain just beginning to turn colour, and sort of vivid green fading away rapidly now, saying goodbye to all the summer activities we had, and we had a few. Nice weather for biking for most of it. Certainly built up the miles anyway. Oh, let's get past this lorry. Just coming up to 1 o'clock. I have to get used to the clock having been turned back to British summertime on here when I took it for its service. And we'll see what the situation is with going over Britannia. Not so windy. I thought it was going to be much worse actually. I think we'll be fine going over Britannia. Not too uncomfortable. Drop it down into 5th, maintain a bit of control, I'll be fine I think. Still grass cutting here. It's quite a major operation. Lord only knows how much they're getting paid for this stuff, but there you go. Everybody's got to eat. Here we go, back into 50 miles an hour here. Nice and clear on the Britannia, so problem there today. What's going on? Some component or other. Seems a little bit exceptional, doesn't it? I wonder what that's all about. Looks like some kind of turbine, I think. Right. Interesting. You know, just see under the covers actually look more like some kind of really heavy counterweight or something, but I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Very unusual to see the police convoys these days, or accompanying a convoy. Anyway, stick around, we'll see what else we can see. Yeah, everybody's behaving themselves, of course. Yeah, police are just taken to the middle of the road to stop everybody on the oncoming side. They seem to have a German convoy vehicle behind, so that's come a long way, isn't it? I guess it'll be going on the Carnarvon bypass, unless, of course, it's going to the new hydro scheme. Nope, it's not going there. Oh, smell of burning rubber from all those tyres on the low loader. There's quite a few of them. Looks like we'll get past here unless they're going to block the road, I'm not sure. No, they're blocking it in overtake, so there we go. We shall keep the traffic behind. Here's another police car. Gosh, there's an awful lot of them. I wonder if this has got something to do with the Trazfynydd nuclear power station. I wonder. Lots going on today. Got a fairly large helicopter coming into Carnarvon Airport. I wonder if that's the Merlin. It's just come in from the mountains, probably on a training sortie or something. I'll see it in a second. Yeah, just to add to our policing story, you've got what we used to call the Arrival Eye or the Go Safe van. It's looking downrange as we look at it here. People coming over the rise there. It's a 40-mile limit here. To be honest, it's quite well observed here, even when there is no Arrival Eye van there. So yeah, but you know, by this point they've had plenty of time to get used to 40. Everybody will be flashing them down. There you go. This one's had a flash. Not from me, I hasten to add. Okay, folks, here we are. We're on the Cwm Pennant Road. So it's concentrate time. Not too bad on a bike actually. You can see over the hills it's significantly worse on, or rather in a car. You get much better visibility, especially on this bike. Until of course you get to corners, in which case you haven't really. It's worse on this side because you can't see around the corner terribly well. Oh, it's not too bad. Look out for the idiots, of course, who are hurtling along here. You do get them. The important thing is not to sort of be caught on a hop. If you sort of hit the brakes and start becoming a little bit wobbly and unstable, it's no good at all. So you have to be able to bring it to a controlled stop pretty quickly if you need to, which is why I'm snailing it along here. There you go, not too bad along here. Look out for the tractors. it's gone dry again along here. It was pretty wet last week. Came with a car. But, the dry ground conditions have gone now. We're into sort of boggy land again. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my wellies as well. I meant to bring them, but there we are. If I get wet feet, I get wet feet. It's nothing new. If I get a wet waist, there's nothing new. But I'd rather avoid that on a motorbike. Go, keep the finger on the front brake and the foot on the back. I tend to brake, in fact I always brake really, with a sort of combination braking front and back, coordinated, manually not coordinated. It's a bit of a guesstimate with the rear wheel because you can't really feel the brake taking its action like you can with the front, but yeah, I've had no incidents, so that's fine. Right, we shall continue. Well, here we go. Cumpenant, right ahead of us. Looking very nice. Actually, very good weather. Yet again, a reminder that we just shouldn't take too much notice of these damned weather apps that tell us the chances of rain and this, that and the other. You really need to sort of just look skyward and make your own mind up. So I should think we'll easily get to the copper mine today, which is only about half an hour or less than that, actually about 20 minutes in fact. Walk up from the bike and then a quick look around. A bit rough up there to move around too quickly, but and it'll of course be quite wet today, but the plan today is to look for any evidence of damming or putting up a weir in the river that goes past the copper mine, because it has some ditches that were dug to abstract water from that river, except they're, I'd say, several feet more. They're at a height greater than allows them to abstract water, other than perhaps when the river is in flood, in full space that is, but otherwise the ditches are considerably above the river. So the whole idea being that they wanted water and the stability or the security of water supply in summer when there was less flow. So either they dammed that river, or the river's somehow dropped its level in the past 160 odd years, but that won't have happened because it's rock. It's not a silt bed or a mud bed or anything like that, so obviously it hasn't eroded several feet in just 160 years. So I'm pretty certain they put not a dam as such, not a watertight dam, but a weir, where it would have been permeable to quite a substantial extent, I imagine. So we're going to look for evidence of that. Nobody's mentioned it. Nobody sort of highlighted the oddness of ditches that don't actually reach the water they're meant to abstract from. So there we go. Well, there we are. Look at that. I mean, it's just stunning, isn't it, really, no matter how many times you come here. And I've been a few recently. This must be, oh, I don't know, probably about my fifth or sixth visit, probably, in the past 6 weeks. So yeah, I've been about once a week on average, pretty much. But where better could you go, really? There's a really fast way to find yourself halfway up the Nantlle Ridge. Just like I say, about 15-20 minutes you're up at the mine and you're halfway up the mountains. So let's complete this section, and then we'll see if there are any tourists still around. They've got the odd camper van around now. They were the retired folk making use of the fact that all the school kids and their families have gone home, so the peak tourist season is now finished. Just noticed behind me there, campsite is closed for the year. And that's a relief for local people, of course. Yes, okay, the tourism brings in money, but it brings in an awful lot of problems. A lot of noise, a lot of cultural clashes, especially post-COVID. Things have just gone, I mean, they've just become unacceptable, really. There we are. So a nice dapple of autumnal sunlight and shadow on the mountains today. And it's quite cool up here now. So we've dropped a couple of degrees, 13 Celsius. We'll drop another couple by the time we get to the top, probably. I brought a raincoat with me. And so we'll get this done and dusted, because the rain and the big low pressure is waiting out in the Atlantic to take its turn, lashing our shores. Well, there's one car. Well, how about that for selfish parking? What a complete buffoon, honestly. Anyway, I shall take up my place here. I shall reverse back into it, probably, I guess. There we are. That's Cwm Cypros done in record time. It's only 3 o'clock now, so a couple of hours max, wasn't it? Yeah, it was worth doing. Looks like we beat the rain for one thing. That's a good start. And yeah, we discovered that there was some stone breasting up there by the river where the channel picked up the water. And more than that, it's clearly the case that they had dammed it to some extent. There's clear indications of a dam or a weir. I tend to say more like a dam, actually. So the whole thing, the whole ditch arrangement, was more a complete diversion of the stream or river, rather than just abstracting water from it. It's an open question as to whether it was entirely complete. I suspect a little bit of water still went down. But yeah, that was worth doing. That's just never been recognised or thought about before, which is a bit odd, really, because the bottom of the ditch is about 6 foot above where the water is at the moment. It's still reasonably dry, but it will only be a couple of feet more than that even in a heavy rainfall, so it was very clearly obstructed or dammed altogether. So yeah, there we are, new information just by walking around and looking. It doesn't take much, and the problem is that contractors that periodically go around with, there could be like decades in between when they go around and do it, they've only got a limited amount of time and they've only got a limited amount of money, so they do tend to miss an awful lot. And what they do find is often misinterpreted, especially if it's industrial in nature. They don't seem to have the expertise. They might know all about Bronze Age and Iron Age monuments and castles and houses and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to industrial heritage, they don't seem to have much of a grasp on it. So, but that's fine. Gives me something to do. It's an aim. When I'm up in the mountains, I don't like being entirely aimless going for a walk. So there we are. I'm quite nicely tired now after that. My back's doing really well. Quite busy up there today. Got 4 people together, which is, for that size, is quite a lot. Stick just jumped up into the bike there. And there we are, out of the single track road, back on the main road. Head home. It's like 2 or 3 hours before we get any rain, I should imagine, or if not more. So yeah, that worked out really well. I was a little bit reluctant to go out today. Nice day altogether. The evocatively named Comerhav on my right here, just in a little bit of sunshine. The Valley of the Summer. Oh, we'd like to mention that it's faces due south. Feels like summer even when it's winter, as long as the sun's shining, obviously. Pretty empty on the road today, really, more or less. Very pleasant afternoon out. The worst kind of convoy. 2 tractors, a caravan and a lorry. With a bit of luck we'll get past them on the Ballinhelly bypass. Let's see which way they're going first of all, of course. Mindful that there'll probably be a speed trap at the top of the hill. Yep, they seem to be going my way. Right, first the truck, bit of a lead in before we get the overtake. Should get comfortably past all of them in a minute. Oh, the caravan's going for it. Right, here we go. The truck's going to go for it first. I'm not sure about the checking his mirror, but there we go. Everybody's quite disciplined at 60. Nobody behind, just coming out of the 2 here into 1. Get past him quickly on the corner here. Down to 60. Go, 57. Now we've got plenty of latitude on this bike. 63 is about 60 miles an hour. We're well within range. There we are, no speed trap this afternoon. Gone elsewhere. Yes, there we go. So up Vinyl Hill we go. Check behind. Mindful of this junction. Rarely get people coming onto this side. It's notorious for people jumping in here. There we are. Britannia seems to be moving smoothly, so that's good. We'll nip into Lidl on the way home, I think. Get some what's it called, Kerlenbacher or something, the alcohol-free lager, which is quite nice. I'm not a lager person, and well, I don't mind about the alcohol actually. If it tastes good, alcohol-free is obviously a lot better. I could all do with cutting back on the alcohol, so for the past 2 weeks I've had no alcohol at all. Quite a nice drink, calories not too bad, about 75 odd in a bottle, maybe 80, something like that. Not too bad, significantly less than in wine anyway, and without the alcohol. So yes, look for that in your local Lidl. Kerlenbacher or something. 0.0% printed in big bold numbers on it. Very nice. So about 370 for 6 bottles, I think. Yeah, good stuff. It's a bit windy because all the old insulators on the pylons are beginning to swing a little bit. Looking a bit darker out to the Atlantic. So that worked out very nicely this afternoon. So it's time yet again, folks, to thank you for joining me. Not a especially exciting one, of course, but nice to have you riding along on the Versys, and take it easy out there as the weather begins to deteriorate and it gets colder. Time to put the linings into this jacket and trousers this week, I think. Ride safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Like and subscribe if you could, please.